basically they just went around HIPAA unlawfully and barreled through and trusted that no one would be able to stop them from just
Yeah.
going around HIPAA. That is the most shocking thing I've ever heard, because you are right. If they can do it to the teachers, they can do it not just to the firefighters and first responders, but literally to everyone. Like, this
I mean,
is
that is ultimately what happened because at a certain point they kind of left it up to like private sectors what they
right,
want to do. But
right.
because everyone was kind of doing it, they were just like, okay, well, we're going to jump on the bandwagon too
God.
and do it as well. And it affected everything. Like you couldn't go to a restaurant, you couldn't go to the movies, you couldn't do anything in New York, which is ironic because I could go to Long Island and I went to the movies, I went to restaurants just fine out in Long Island or out in New Jersey. And that's ultimately what happened with everything. And
Mhm.
it was hard. It was
Oh,
hard because the mandate affected everything, right? Because I was also an ABA teacher, so applied behavioral analysis for toddlers with autism. So they didn't have a mandate. So they called me and they were like, "Hey, did the mandate affect you?" And I was like, "Yeah." So they're like, "Okay, well, come work for us." But then the Department of Health took on the mandate, and so then I couldn't do ABA either. But
oh.
they went virtual. So the difference between them and the DOE is at least
Disabled kids were left to learn virtually,
yes,
developmentally disabled kids? Is that not like child abuse and neglect?
you would think so. Ultimately yes, and it was hard. It was hard for parents as well because parents have to become teachers, and
Right.
that's not
They're
really
not.
what they signed up for, right? They need the help, and that's why they're getting the help that they need.
Oh my
And
God.
so they had to do it. And teaching was difficult because you're teaching through a screen, and you have to tell the parent like how to do what and what to do.
Right, and these are kids with focus problems,
Yes,
presumably. So how is staring at a little screen gonna be any kind of way for them to learn?
yeah. And parents would break down, and the kids would break down, and it was hard. Like there
So
was some progress made, but it's not the same as be physically you have to physically be there, right? Like even as adults, some people struggle with going through college online.
yeah,
So
yeah.
imagine like little kids, like 2, 3 year olds,
Oh,
4 year olds doing
tiny.
this. Yeah.
Oh, tiny children were learning on screens?
Yeah.
Holy cow, I didn't even know that. So some kids are, with developmental issues are very hard to you have there's a reason you have this sophisticated training. Um,
Mhm.
they're hard to manage.